Hey guys, it's Sami, and this is Wrestling Unlimited, as tonight was night one of WWE SummerSlam. Now you see I got headphones on. Seth Rollins is on the post show right now. Like literally he just walked up. I don't know if he's going to say anything. So if he does, I'm going to flip this so I can hear it. You guys won't be able to hear it, but if Seth says something and does something, I'm going to react live. Also, when Triple H shows up, we're going to go live react on here of that as well, because I want to hear what Triple H has to say on the post show. They're not doing a normal press conference, which is interesting. They're just doing a normal post show where people are showing up. We've so far seen Jey Uso. They've talked to Drew McIntyre. We've seen Alexa and Charlotte. And Seth is just messing with people. He's messing with the guys at the table. It's Big E, Rosenberg, and Tessitore. Now, the other thing to mention here is Braun Breaker. I don't know if you guys saw the video, and I'm going to pull this up here on the screen in just a second. I don't know if you guys saw the video of Braun Breaker needing to be helped to the back and limping very badly. He is still limping, like, pretty heavily on the post show here. Oh, was Heyman about to speak? Oh, no, Heyman ripped up Rosenberg's notes and then walked off. Okay, so nothing here. But Braun Breaker is still limping very badly. Not as bad as he was earlier where he couldn't even walk upstairs. He's got a pretty bad limp, but if you guys did not see it, this is from after the opening match of the night. I'm going to pull it up here on the screen just in case you guys did not see it. So let's go here, here, and here. So if you did not see this, Braun Breaker could barely walk up the steps by himself and then needed to be assisted, as we saw later. And I could pull up this video of Becky Lynch reacting to Seth's cash-in. If you see here, let me go a better shot of Braun. Maybe right. Nope, not Becky's face. It's right in here. It's right in like the first couple seconds. But basically, you see here, oh, Bronson, move. Right here. It's like from thigh to below knee, all taped and wrapped up. Well, you guys can't see that because, okay, you can see it. Hold on. Give me one second. You guys can't see that. You can see it better there. So if you see here, it's middle thigh all the way down to knee. It's all taped up. But on the post show just now, he did not have it wrapped up, but he was still limping pretty heavy. We don't know if there is an injury to Braun Breaker or not. That is the big question. Was Braun Breaker injured? Yes or no? I hope not. I sure god dang hope not. But with all of that, I liked SummerSlam. I had a really good time with it. I thought the Jade Tiffany match was okay. It was better than I expected, but it was still what? I got the Wikipedia up here. It was only 7 minutes, maybe 7:05. It was 7 minutes and 5 seconds. So that was it. That, and then Sami and Karrion Kross was all right. It was what I expected. I didn't expect it to be this barn burner that's going to tear the house down or anything like that. Triple H is on the post show right now. We will be reacting to that here momentarily. But other than that, I enjoyed the women's tag match. I enjoyed the opening tag match. I thought the main event was really good. Yeah, there were times when they went slow because that match went 30 minutes. But let's see what Triple H has to say. Well, actually, let me do my intro thing. He's gonna do his little, he's gonna do the water spit and everything. So let's do our intro, and then we'll react to what's it called? We'll react to the post show. B Mayo says, when will Peacock have the replay up? After the post show is over. I don't know how long after, but after the post show is over. I believe you can already go back and watch it on Netflix, though, if you have international Netflix. Because they lumped the pre-show, post-show, and main show all in one feed, you can go back now and rewind, but once that post-show is over, it's going to cut you out. They say this program is ended. So once the post show is over. But with that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you're watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I'd greatly appreciate it if you did right here. Like EO says, right here, in Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Also, help us out over on YouTube at that subscribe button. That way you hit the subscribe button. That way you know when we post new videos, go live, or post to the community tab. Hit the join button to support the channel as a channel member. You get a badge next to your name, emotes and emojis you can use in the live chat. You get access to our graphics packages, graphics tutorials. There's a girl crying for Jelly Roll because Jelly Roll just walked up on stage. And so much more. Also, remember, if you're watching on YouTube, you can get your comment, question, or concern read live on the screen or on the air by hitting the super chat button and donating there. Finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store. There's people yelling downstairs. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks, Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use this code right here, PWU NLIMITED, for all Epic Games and Epic Game Store purchases. We learned today, new season of Fortnite coming on Thursday. We're getting Power Rangers. We're getting Halo Spartans. We're getting a bunch of cool things. We're fighting big bugs. So with all of that, if you're buying anything in Fortnite, whether that's on your PlayStation, your Xbox, your Switch, your computer, your tablet, your phone, your Amazon Fire Stick, you get a code. It's going to say creator code in the store, PW Unlimited. We're also sponsored by AECOOLY, but we'll talk about them a little bit later. Let's hear what Triple H has to say. Let's see what Triple H has to say. He said that he's got respect for Jelly Roll. All right, they're interviewing Jelly Roll now, so let's see. He said, Rosenberg asked Jelly Roll, where does all of this rank in your life and everything you've got to do in your life? Jelly Roll says this is the greatest show he's ever done. Just as good as the first time he played the Ryman Auditorium in the Grand Ole Opry. He said, I can't believe I got my butt kicked to still feel good about it afterwards. Big E's asking questions now. Big E said, is there anything you learned about the business or yourself in this journey to get to this match? He said, I've been one of these people in the park a lot chanting before. That's funny. Jelly Roll's like, wait, we're going to watch highlights? I haven't seen any of this yet. All right, I don't really care about the Jelly Roll stuff here. I just want once Triple H starts doing his thing, in case Triple H has anything he says that like breaks news, we'll come back to that. Fonzie, I see you're in the chat watching the post show. Once they're no longer interviewing Jelly Roll and it's just Triple H, let me know. I have it on the screen so I can see it here, but in case I don't catch when it's just Triple H, let me know. I appreciate it, Fonzie. But as far as the show does go, like I stated, I really enjoyed the show. A couple things were just all right. Like I said, the women's title match with Tiffany and Jade was there. Maybe a little better than I expected. And then the Karrion Kross Sami Zayn match also was just there. It was okay. Wasn't bad, but it wasn't like great. Oh my God, you got to go rewatch it. If there's anything to miss and skip, probably that. The not Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Karrion Kross match. But as far as, and everyone's having some fun downstairs, kids are down there with some friends and whatnot. They got friends over. But as far as the show does go, now, I had the pre-show on. I don't know if anything actually happened on the pre-show, really. I had the pre-show on, but I wasn't really paying attention because NASCAR's Xfinity race was also on at the same time. But yeah. As far as the show itself does go, so The show opens up. We get footage of wrestlers arriving, which we had seen during the pre-show. Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, Randy Orton, Jelly Roll, Gunther, CM Punk. We then get the SummerSlam cold open done by Drewski. We get several wide shots of a packed MetLife Stadium. They say it's 77 degrees and partly cloudy. They then say, we would like them to introduce the host of SummerSlam, Cardi B. And Cardi B comes out. And, well, Fonzie, let me know when it's just Triple H doing his thing and no longer like him and Jelly Roll talking about Jelly's experience. Like, I don't need to hear any of that. But just in case Triple H says anything that might be newsworthy, that's what I want to hear. Anyways, Cardi B comes out and she's just like, great to be here in the tri-state area. It's SummerSlam. Let's go. And then she disappears. That's it. We saw her once more. Like, right, it was either right before or right after Jade's entrance. And that was it. Fonzie says Triple H is speaking. Okay, let's see what Triple H is saying. Because he's still talking to Jelly Roll. But yeah, as far as nothing yet. As far as Cardi B does go, they say she was the host. She just came up and said, welcome to SummerSlam. And that was it. Like, they could have had Stephanie do that, who was there. They could have had Hunter come out and do that. Like, why'd they need to pay Cardi B for that? You could have just paid her to be in the commercial and that was it. They did not need Cardi B for that at all. At all. And my question is, did she sit in the crowd the whole time? Because we saw her in the crowd during the women's title match, but whatever. So Jey Uso then makes his way out to the ring. He literally walks down to the ring. All right, Jelly Roll's leaving. We'll pop this over here in a second. Jey Uso walks down to the ring, gets to ringside, and looks at the camera and goes, damn, I'm tired. Well, fucker, you should be quitting this goddamn long ass through the crowd entrance. All he keeps talking about, he said it on the post show too. Like, he had the first match of the night, got to the post show, was yeeting with the crowd and goes, man, I'm tired. And then he ends it and goes, all right, crowd, you got to do this for me because I'm too tired. 4 letters, 1 word. Oh, and then the crowd, yeet. He doesn't even do a full yeet. He just goes, yeet. I'm like, what? And then the whole thing of him on the goddamn Unreal is how he keeps getting gassed out and super tired. Like, what? Then don't do the long ass fucking through the crowd entrance. God damn. Just saying. What are they saying now? Triple H doing his thing. Jelly Roll's still there, but now he's doing his thing. Let's see. Okay. Oh, Paul pulling out his notes. All right, let's see what he says. Talk about the Superstore and the tryouts. Or as they say on the Longest Yard, the tree outs. Crowd's going crazy. They threw Triple H off his game. All right, dead air. This is why I don't do watch-alongs. It's just all dead fucking air. And everyone keeps going, why don't you do watch-alongs? That'd be pretty entertaining. You're going to just see me doing this. And then every so often I might go, ooh, that was cool. It's just a lot of fucking dead air. I don't understand. I don't like watching people do watch-alongs. That's why I don't do watch-alongs. As you see here, we're kind of doing a watch-along, and it's all a bunch of fucking dead air. So anybody that asks, why don't you do watch-alongs? This is why. You want to literally just sit here and watch my face, not really doing much? Plus, I'm doing more than a lot of these people that do the watch-alongs while I'm watching the show. I'm making graphics. I'm making posts. I'm doing other things. I'm doing my winter graphics, and I'm updating the stuff for the stream, like you see here at the bottom with the crawl and the ticker. I'm updating all that after every match. I'm updating, so. All right, let's see. They asked me about Punk. He said Punk capitalized on Gunther's mistake of coming up as a wounded animal. Let's talk about mental aspect of all of it. He said Seth Rollins is playing chess while everybody else is playing checkers. Okay. He said, what a smart way for Seth Rollins. Oh, shit. Triple H just said, smart on Seth Rollins for the way he did it, but not a fan of bogus medical reports. We'll talk about that down the line. Ooh, okay. Okay. Not a fan of bogus medical reports. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, 3 minutes ago, there's an earthquake in New York City. How far away are they from New York City? Crazy. What did he say? Oh, he's just talking about Seth. He said the chip is not to fight against the system. The chip is to be the system and be steps ahead of everybody else. All right, they're just talking about Punk and Seth. We can move forward and get into like the first match here. But give me one quick second. Give me 1 second here. I just gotta send a tweet. Okay, so we keep the headphones on. We'll flip back over here in a second. So as far as this match does go, like I said, it was Jey Uso and Roman Reigns versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. We're 20 minutes in, and we're finally starting the first match. So Jey and Reigns quickly sent the heels to the outside. Jey suggested that they play his music again so the crowd could yeet. Oh my God, I need to take the headphones off for this. This was fucking dumb. This was fucking stupid. So they're over here. The bell is rung. Ding, ding, ding. The match has started. They knock the heels out of the ring. And then Jey goes, looks at Roman. And then they do the fucking entrance again. Day one, it's just news. And I'm like, fuck. This is so dumb. This is so stupid. What the hell? I hate this shit. Now, I get it. People are like, I like when they redo it. This is part of the entrance. Well, here's the thing. A, he already said, I'm tired from doing my entrance. So why the fuck are you going to do this again? Apparently he's just going like this and eating. Tires this guy out. But B, the worst part about it is the match already started. The bell already rang. What are we freaking doing? Dum. So anyways, the heels do not like this, and they take opportunity of the baby faces being distracted by their own fucking well-doing, I guess you would say. Reed shoved Reigns into the steel steps while Jey hammered away at Breaker, but Breaker ran him over with a sprinting clothesline, and the heels quickly took control. As Reigns... Oh, wait. What is going on? Oh, they're showing... What are they showing here? Is that their reaction? The panel's reaction? I think this is the panel's reaction. Hold on. Yeah. It's the panel's reaction to Seth's cash-in, and Rosenberg loses his mind so bad that, like, he threw a water bottle out to where the crowd now is, and there's still a fuck ton of people out there, and it's not as late as you would think. It's 10:30. Anyways, back to the match. Heels took over. Reigns was about to get back to his feet outside the ring, but Breaker ran him over with a chaotic leaping tackle. There's a funny bit where Breaker held Jey in a rest hold while mocking Roman, saying, you should have stayed in bed. And then there's another part where he's looking at Roman. He's like, he's got Jay in the headlock or whatever. And he's like, Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns, just mocking Roman. I'm like, oh my God. Braun Breaker is the greatest little piece of shit we got. He plays such a great little piece of shit. So Breaker tries to do his leaping dive off the apron, but Jay dodged it and Breaker collided with the announce table. That may have been where he was injured. I don't know, but that was the only spot to me that looked like he could have been hurt off of. Yet, we've seen guys get hurt off of nothing. Bryan Alvarez always tells the story that, what was it? He blew out his knee or something, taking a snake eyes. Kevin Nash tore his quad walking out of the corner. Anyways, Jay was about to make a hot tag, but Reed pulled Reigns off the apron while Breaker tackled Jay. This was a good looking spot. He didn't like quite spear him, but he like almost kind of from behind spear tackled him. Really good spot. Jay then gave Reed a DDT and made the hot tag to Roman eventually, who hit Breaker with a clothesline. With both heels on the outside, Reigns did a big, huge Undertaker dive to the floor. Reigns almost landed on his head, but he managed to rotate and avoid catastrophe. Reigns then hit Breaker with a Superman punch in the ring, but Reed had made the blind tag that he did not see and ran Reigns over. Jay made his own blind tag and ran wild on Reed until Reed cut him off with a clothesline and a DVD. With both babyfaces outside the ring, Reigns then nailed them with a suicide dive. Reed then also took a nasty looking fall, but was fine afterwards. Breaker then decked Jay over the announce table. The heels gave Jay a Steinerizer and got a 2 off of it. Breaker then began running around the ring, but Reigns cut him off with a Superman punch and a spear through the barricade. It looked like the I'm tired spot. I'm going to lay here for a second. Reed set up Jay for a tsunami, but Reigns knocked him down off the top rope with the Superman punch. Reigns and Jay then hit the 1D on Reed. Breaker broke up the pin. Breaker then taunted the crowd, but put his straps down and tried to go crazy. Breaker went for a spear to Jay, but Reigns shoved Jay out of the way and took the bullet instead. Roman takes a spear. Jay super kicks Breaker and speared Reed. Jay then hit Reed with a big old Uso splash and pinned him 1, 2, 3. Now, as far as my prediction for this match goes, I had said I think the heels win. My official prediction was heels win, but if the baby faces win, it shouldn't be Roman getting the pin. It should be Jay because Roman's going away to do a movie. Jay's going to still be here. And that's what they did. So when you look at things like that, it's like, who's sticking around? Who's getting the push? Who needs it? Not Roman. Roman doesn't need the pin because, again, he's got to be in Australia soon. Sometime this month. Sometime in August, they start filming Street Fighter in Australia. So he's got to be there. Speaking of filming, this weekend, today, they started filming Spider-Man Brand New Day in Glasgow. Ooh, boy. We got some teases from the set photos. Or are we getting Mr. Negative? I don't know, but it's possible. I can't wait. Spider-Man's always been my favorite comic book superhero anything. Whether that is in comic book form, cartoon form, movie form, video game form, always been my favorite anything in that genre. And so getting more Tom Holland. You let the hair grow just a little bit so it's not more high and tight. Like it's not more like, good looking Spider-Man kind of thing. He's a little more like I'm on my own. I'm getting a little, I wouldn't say he's getting shaggy, but he let the hair a little. We'll see how it plays out. But we also got a new, I can go for days talk about this. We also got a new suit. It's not quite the Raimi suit, but more Raimi suit than MCU suit because it does have raised webs. I can talk about this for days. Anyways, Jey Uso, Roman Reigns, they pick up the victory in a match that went, Wikipedia, 21 minutes and 10 seconds. This then moves into our first title match of the night. We got the women's tag team titles on the line. Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez of the Judgment Day defending against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Let me just see if Triple H is saying anything of note. But what was that? He just said something that got the crowd pumped up. What did he say? Oh, no, that was it. So Triple H really didn't say anything of note. Okay. Just wanted to check that. Triple H really didn't say anything of note. Anyways. The heels had the heat early on Charlotte. Bliss made a hot tag and went for the sister Abigail, but Perez raked her eyes. Perez then missed a springboard moonsault, and Raquel tagged herself in. Bliss then dropped Perez with a DDT and went for a twisted Bliss, even though Perez was not the legal woman. Perez got her knees up, but Bliss missed anyway and landed on Perez's feet. None of it really mattered because Perez wasn't the legal competitor anyways. Raquel then decked her with a clothesline. Charlotte then made the hot tag and did her best to fire up the quiet crowd. The crowd was kind of down for the start of this match. She hit both opponents with a flying crossbody and followed this up with some chops to Raquel. She placed Rodriguez and Perez next to one another and then hit a big moonsault on both of them, pinned or covered Raquel, but she kicked out of 2. Charlotte then tried to put Raquel in the figure 8, but Perez was there to hit her with a springboard moonsault and break it all up. Bliss then jumped in and tried to deck Raquel, but Rodriguez moved, and Bliss accidentally clobbered Charlotte Flair. The heels then took advantage here and got rid of Bliss before Rodriguez hit Charlotte with a Tejana bomb. And then this got a little clunky. Like, Roxanne comes in. Okay, Fonzie said, okay, is that why they popped there, Fonzie? I put the headphones back on right at the last second. Triple H said, quote, he said, regarding tomorrow, you ain't seen nothing yet. Okay, I need to send a message really fast. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm trying to figure out any news. I got a source that may be able to give me something. See if they know anything. Let me just see really fast. Now, here's the other question. Triple H doing the post show from the post show and not the media scrum. Is that the new norm? He doesn't want to be in front of media anymore to get questions? I don't think he wanted Hogan questions. And I understand why he did this when they were in the Saudi show. Because it's like, they're not going to bring Saudi media in there and blah, 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 blah. Anyways. Give me 1 second. Okay. So that is going to be something to take a look at going forward with these post shows. We've seen a couple times now, Triple H just on the normal post show, no press conference. And now that's the other question. You have this media that goes there because they get to go to the press conferences. They get to ask questions. They get to film footage there and get Instagram, TikTok reels and whatnot. But now if they don't do the actual post-show press conference, is it really worth media? Especially people that have to fly, say, from California to New York or New York, California or Florida, or like flying long distances. Is it really worth it now? I know a lot of the media, they make more money doing their reviews like I'm doing right now or their watch-alongs or whatever than flying out there. Yes, if they do stuff like they did yesterday where they had media availability, and don't get me started on that because I saw some dog shit content coming out of that media availability. Don't send people to do interviews with wrestlers that don't know how to use fucking cameras and mics or don't know proper cameras and mics to use. Hold on. I don't have it right here, but I literally saw one outlet using a fucking iPad and a $5 Temu wireless mic to do wrestler interviews yesterday. Like, it embarrassing. It looked embarrassing to the point where they got the mic right here in their hand, just a little like kind of like this, but not quite this one, but they're like this, holding it. I always think when you have mics like this and you hold it in your hand like that, you look fucking stupid as shit, first off. But like, they hold it like that, and then you can hear them no problem because the mic's close to them, but then they don't put it near the wrestler, and then you can hardly hear the wrestler answering the questions. Like, come on, people. Or the wrestler's just not even in frame. Like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Don't get me started on all that. Not knowing how to actually film at a media junket. Trust me, I've done a number of them. I know how to do it. Plus, I know how to use fucking cameras and mics and get right compositions and audio, and it's just a whole fucking thing. It's more oh, we like the personalities at the outlet, then we don't. It's more we like the outlet's personalities instead of we want quality content. And it's fucking ridiculous. I've said this before. The internet has now made it, what's the word I'm looking for? Acceptable to put out shitty content. Subpar, embarrassing content. If some of the shit that I saw posted yesterday was from somebody that I sent to a media junket, I would be embarrassed to post it on my social channels. Just saying. Just saying. I'm not going to put anybody on blast. You may have know who I'm talking about if you saw the content. But yeah, I just saw some of the fucking dirt worst. You need to train these people or they need to go learn. Watch a fucking YouTube video. How to compose a shot. How to get fucking audio. It's called put the mic up to the person. The worst one is I saw this, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Mic on themselves, right? Mic on themselves and still going like this with another of the same fucking mic. Fucking dirt worst, these fucking people. And I'm there right now. They're not the ones from, the local ABC, the local NBC, the local actual media. No. They're YouTubers that have become wrestling media. That still don't know how to fucking do anything but turn on a webcam. Like, there's layers to this that you need to learn if you want to be considered media and a real content creator. It's not just turn on a webcam and talking to it and, oh, I'm a content creator now. Fuck that. Anyways, where were we in this match? Bliss jumped into the ring and decked Rodriguez at one point, but Rodriguez moved and she clobbered Charlotte. We talked about that. Then the clunky spot here. So Charlotte's down. Alexa's like, oh my God, what did I just do? And Roxanne runs in and she throws Alexa out of the ring, which didn't look all that great. Then she jumps back up on the apron. Raquel is trying to pick up Charlotte for the Tejana bomb. She finally eventually gets her up, kind of. Then she's got to walk back to the corner so Roxanne can tag herself in. She then hits the Tejana bomb. Then Roxanne goes for her big move or whatever. And yeah, Bliss then barely broke up the cover. Because soon as Bliss, this was bad too. Soon as Bliss got thrown from the ring, she does this. Pretend this right here that you see is the apron of the ring, right? We see Alexa then go like this. And just waiting and waiting and waiting for her spot. You see her. She's just on her knees right there at the bottom of the apron, waiting. Then she jumps in and I'm like, oh no. She should have not even got up to where she could see. And she should have just waited till she heard the ref count one, or maybe she wasn't confident in herself enough to not hit the spot without looking and only doing it by ear. I don't know. But where was I? She breaks up the pin. Bliss then set up Perez for her sister Abigail, but Charlotte looked like she wanted to boot Bliss for revenge. She booted Raquel instead. Bliss then hit Perez with a Sister Abigail DDT and pinned her to pick up the victory. So with all of that, got new champions. New women's tag team champions. Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss. The crowd got them to, quote, hug it out during the post show. And it was funny because they were talking about, oh, Alexa, you hit Charlotte. What was that all about? And Charlotte was like, yeah, what was that all about? I know they say you hit your friends harder. And Alexa goes, huh? F word? So, yeah, it's all good. It's all good. So as we move forward, there was a backstage segment to plug a pizza sponsor. Nikki Bella showed up with some pizza after the New Day took the last slice, and then everybody else got mad. Alpha Academy and the LWO. Oh, you can't leave the last slice for us. Why don't you guys get the last slice? The last slice for us. And then Nikki Bella walks in and she goes, I got more pizza. Yeah. Cool. It was whatever. Then we got Sami, Zayn, and Karrion Kross. They went straight to the match. No video package to hype it up or anything. They're kind of even for the first couple of minutes. Nothing special. Also, the women's tag went 13:30. Nothing really special in the first couple of minutes before Sami kicked out of a Saito suplex attempt. Cross then turned to Scarlet for some assistance. Scarlet handed Cross the lead pipe and then went over and distracted the referee. But Sami ducked when he tried to use it and hit a blue thunderbomb for a near fall. A frustrated Sami Zayn then booted Cross into the ropes, and the referee had to force him off. Scarlet then tried to give Sami the pipe. She's like, hey, you want to use it? Sami picks up the pipe and he's like contemplating it. Should I use it? What do I do? What do I do? What do I? And then he looks over and he throws it down at ringside out of the ring, and he doesn't use it. Cross then tried to roll him up with the schoolboy, but Sami kicks out, hits an exploder into the corner. Zayn then follows up with a haluva kick and pins Cross 1, 2, 3. So there's the big looming question right now of what is going on with Cross and Scarlet and their contract situation. Are they going? Are they staying? Are they not getting new deals? Are they signing new deals? What's going on? Cross was asked about this in a recent interview and basically was just like, yeah, I don't want to talk about it right now. There's nothing really to talk about, but I hope we all find out what's going on sooner rather than later, or something like that. And so, like, there's a video after this match. Sami's already gone. Cross and Scarlet are still in the ring, and they're looking towards commentary. And Cross is saying something to maybe commentary. We don't fully know. And then he goes to get out of the ring, and Scarlet's just like salutes to that same direction. And now everyone on Twitter is like, oh, that's their farewell. They're saying goodbye. I'm like, yeah, we don't really know that. We don't really know that. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes with them. But we don't know what's going on with Scarlet and Cross, whether they are staying or going. They did on the pre-show plug Cross's new book, his memoir, which was a big thing. And I'm like, oh, why would they plug that if he's not sticking around? Like, that's my thing. Why would they plug that if he's not sticking around? Why would they help him plug something that has nothing to do with WWE? WWE ain't getting a cut of book sales. Not that I know of, at least. So, we'll see. Moving forward, Cole announced the attendance for tonight, 53,161. According to WrestleTix, the number of tickets out per Ticketmaster was 50,087, I want to say it was. Yeah, 87. So, I mean, where do you get the 53,000 number? I mean, you talk about everybody in the building. Tickets out, and then everybody that you either comped or working backstage, you can get to 53. They're not really, that's where I'm looking for, inflating these numbers much these days. And I saw a lot of people going, 53,000? I thought this building fits 682. What the fuck? And I'm like, well, first off, the stage is blocking about a third of the seats for starters. And we had these dumb people going, oh, I see tarps. Look at these photos of tarps. Yeah, the tarps are in areas where they're either blocked by the ring, or not the ring, the stage, or they're kind of like side stage-ish and far enough backside stage to where you don't want to sit there fucking anyways. So, yeah. Remember, if you want to get your comment, question, or concern right live on the air, you can do so on YouTube with a super chat, or over on Twitch with Twitch Bits. But as we move forward, Michael Cole did honor the late, great Hulk Hogan. He talked about Hogan's success at SummerSlam, and then showed Nick Hogan in the crowd as they played Hulk's music. Now, I've seen a lot of scuttlebutt online about, why aren't they using Brooke? Why isn't Brooke being used? Brooke said they didn't even reach out to her. And yeah, they didn't reach out to her because she didn't want nothing to do with her dad before he died. He hadn't seen his grandkids, Brooke's kids, since like 2023. She apparently, according to TMZ and whatnot, asked for her to be pulled from his will. Like, she wanted nothing to do with Hulk, nothing to do with Terry. And so if you've got that kind of an estranged relationship with your father, of course WWE, who is doing tributes to your dad and bringing in your brother, is not going to call you. They're not going to say, Brooke, you want to show up? We know you didn't like your dad in the last couple of years, but you want to show up anyways? Like, they don't want the tension. And maybe, and I don't know this, maybe they asked Nick, should we call Brooke? And maybe he said no. I don't know, but yeah. Moving forward, Cycle Gun and Mr. Iguana, who were on last night's SmackDown, killed it. They were shown in the crowd. Why is this Tim Gosh Ham guy keep saying I'm not live? I'm fucking live right now. Tim Gosh Ham, whatever your name is. I'm reading your question right now. It's not live. What's not live? Me not live? You not live? We not live? The world not live? I'm live, bucko. If you want me to actually read your comment, question, or concern, you can help out. Donate a super chat by hitting that super chat button down there. Why would I be saying donate a super chat to get your question answered if I'm not fucking live, dumbass? Said it like 3-4 times now. Anyways, there was a video of Jade Cargill meeting with some fans backstage and saying, hey, Xfinity has upgraded your seats. Have a great time. So that was pretty cool. They also did so before the show, this is something I did see on the, there's something I did see on the post show. They did a wrestler lookalike contest where the winner got upgraded seats. And the winner was a little kid in like 3-piece suit without the jacket dressed as Cody. I thought that was funny. So Jade Cargill came out. They talked about how she's wearing Jamaican colors for her Jamaican heritage as their gear. Both women were cheered during their intros. Cardi B was shown. Tiffany looked nervous. She looked very nervous during her entrance. Also, I'd really like to know what Mickie James thought of Tiffany's gear tonight. Because Mickie did the whole thing of, what's the word I'm looking for? Mickie did the whole thing of women shouldn't be wearing lingerie for their gear. Tiffany's gear looked like lingerie. Anyways, just saying. Just saying. Michael Spikes, I'm about to ban you from the chat here, brother. Like, one more and you're done. Yep, okay. Let me get this fucker out of here. You gone. Bye-bye. He's just over here putting the alphabet one letter at a time. Yeah, fuck you, guy. Also, Tim Gosha says, might as well turn off the chat. Why? Why should I turn off the chat? Because, A, there's a couple reasons I keep the chat on. Yes, I'm not going to read every chat question. If you really want your question answered, you can donate a super chat. Greatly helps us out. But in case there's breaking news while I'm live, someone's going to jump in the chat and say, hey, you might want to check this out right now. Or maybe it's because we have a great community here that likes to have their own conversations and discussions in the live chat as well. Just saying. Messi, no, I did not. Wasn't really following much as far as like tweets during the show. It's more of, following the show, double checking different outlets for possible news during the show and so forth. Trying to get dough, I feel it. No, we're trying to run a business here, give you guys content and create more content. The more money we can make, the better content we can make. It's a business thing, guy. I get it. You want free content. I'm giving a lot of free content. But if anybody can help, it's greatly appreciated. Like, god dang. I don't get why you don't get that. Anyway, as far as this match does go, better than I expected, I will say. Cargill had the early edge until Stratton bumped her off the apron and hit a suicide dive. Stratton followed this up with a great-looking senton bomb in the ring. Cargill blocked Stratton's handspring elbow and followed this up with a boot and a spinning slam for a 2. They traded moves, which led to Stratton hitting a Falcon Arrow. Stratton then hit a handspring elbow and an Alabama slam. Stratton then tried a moonsault, but Cargill got her boots up. Cargill then hit the Jaded and seemed to have the match won, but she got overconfident. She fully wrenched it back for the pin, but wrenched it back a little too far and put Tiffany's leg on the ropes. Rope break. And she's like, what? She gets all mad and whatnot. But so the ref's like, no, I can't keep counting. You put her foot on the rope. It doesn't matter if she put her foot on the rope. You put her foot on the rope. That's a rope break. Her foot touched the rope. So Cargill then hit a chokeslam and took Stratton to the corner. Cargill set up for the Jaded off the middle rope, but Stratton countered into an avalanche hurricanrana of sorts. Stratton followed this up with a PME and just picked up the win in a 7-minute match that all of a sudden I'm over here going, all right, I got to make a graphic. Jade's probably winning. Jade Cargill. I put Jade Cargill's name on the thing, and then it's like ding, ding, ding. And I'm like, what the? Huh? Hold on. Back 10 seconds. Back 10 seconds. What did I just? Oh, Tiffany won. Like, it was that kind of a, they just went to the finish. Now, I don't know if that's how it was planned. 7 minutes, you're in, you're out. Or if they were told, hey, you got time cut. Go to the finish. I don't know. It felt like one of those just go to the finish things. So, we'll see. I'm not sure exactly if, like, what went down with this match, but it did feel like they rushed to the finish. Just a little bit. A little bit. And very shocking result here, too, because myself and a lot of others I saw doing predictions were like, oh, yeah, Jade's winning the belt. Jade's winning the title. They then told us that we got a new trailer for The Smashing Machine, which is The Rock's new MMA movie, him and Emily Blunt. The full trailer is online. They then showed some people in the crowd. They showed Cardi B again. I think this is where they showed Stephanie McMahon. Co-referenced her as the legendary Stephanie McMahon. So, yeah. They then showed Jelly Roll's wife, Bunny, in the crowd as we got ready for that match upcoming. Thank you, Jack Dawson, for the super chat. He says, quote, SummerSlam Night 1 was really good. What match you think stole the show? And with Tiffany retaining her women's title, how long does she hold it? Now, that's a good question as far as the Tiffany thing, because I really thought they were taking the title off of Tiffany. And then we move on to Jade doing things with the belt, and we get some heels to challenge her, maybe Nia, maybe, I'm trying to think who's on that SmackDown roster. Let's pull up the SmackDown roster really fast and look at that. Let's go superstars. Let's go. Oh, don't get me started on this fucking Naomi render they put up. It's the dirt worst because it's not a real render. I mean, technically it's a render, but it's a custom that they made. All right. Well, we look at this. His other question of what match do I think stole the show? Probably the opener was the best match. Roman J, Braun and Braun. But as we look here, let's see. Boom. As far as the women's division goes, who's next for Tiffany? I mean, you can go Bianca. Bianca, the rumor is Bianca could be cleared this week and on next week's SmackDown. I mean, probably not going to do it, but Chelsea. Maybe have her like luck in to a number one contender thing. Oh, why is it loading so slow? They did change up their website a little bit. Let's go back up here. Hold on. I would have said maybe Julia, but she's got the US title, so no. Nia makes some sense. You can go back to that, but I really wouldn't want them to. That's really it. Like, the SmackDown roster is kind of bare on top women, to be completely honest. So unless they're calling someone up from NXT or get someone moved over from Raw, like, let's look at the Raw roster really fast. Maybe we get someone moved over from Raw. Let's load this all up. You could move over maybe a Bayley. Maybe move over. Oh, I don't even know. Like, looking here, it's like there's not many that I feel are world title challenger contender ready. So the only one that I can see is maybe Chelsea, and that's just more for the. Oh, we got two new renders here. Let's see this real fast. The new Charlotte and Alexa render. Now those are together, so they're not separate. We can't. Let me see. Hold on. Let's do the trick here. Make it bigger. Boink. Okay. I kind of like it. We need them separated, though. Because I am not a big fan of this Alexa having to use. Where's it at? Oh, we're on Raw. Let's go to SmackDown really fast. I hate, as a designer, having to use this Alexa Bliss render. It's a good-looking picture of her. Like, nothing against that. But the way the pigtails come out so far blocks so much of my area, of my work area. Like, it's a whole thing. But regardless, yeah, I just don't see who could be next for Tiffany. Maybe you call somebody up from NXT. Maybe no, they're still working on. I would say maybe a Jordan Grace, but she's working with Blake Monroe. I don't see it. I don't see anybody that can go after Tiffany. Maybe Bianca. Maybe Bianca comes back next Friday, and it's like, I'm back. Tiffy, what you doing? I want to fight you for the belt. And then they figure out a way to get her in there. So that's the only thing that makes sense. Ish. Moving forward. I answered both of his questions. So then we go to our next match. It's Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. For all the hype on Jelly Roll, I thought he was just all right. Bad Bunny is still going to be, in my opinion, and you can't put Logan Paul in the celebrity category anymore because he's been around for a while. He's semi full-time-ish. He's part-time, but he's more than just a celebrity wrestler. So you can't say Logan's the best celebrity wrestler because that's not true anymore. Logan's just a pro wrestler. And everyone was hyping up Jelly Roll like he might become the best celebrity to jump in and have a match. It's still Bad Bunny. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I think it's still Bad Bunny. And Jelly Roll was good here. Didn't really do anything bad, but they also limited him. There was a good 5-minute spot where they knocked him down through the announce table, fake carried him out, and then he got back in the ring. So it's like he was very limited in what they did with him. And so it was, and then like that power slam he did at the end or towards the end with Logan off the middle rope. That was all Logan. So Logan Paul, he's going to be, people don't want to hear this, but I'm going to say it right now. Logan Paul is going to be a fucking world champion, whether that's with the WWE title or the World Heavyweight title. Logan Paul is going to be world champion one day. Like, the world champion. Not have a title. Yeah, he already had the U.S. title. We'll put the Intercontinental title. No. I think easily you can put the world title, whether that is either the WWE or the World Heavyweight title, on Logan Paul, and it'd be fine. He's that good. It's been a long time since we've seen somebody take to this business as quickly as he has. Probably Kurt Angle or Ronda Rousey. Maybe a Matt Riddle. He took to it pretty quickly as well. But probably he's as natural to this as Kurt Angle was when he jumped into pro wrestling. If I'm going to be completely honest. Like, that's my opinion on Logan Paul. He's as natural to this as Kurt Angle was, just jumping in and just getting it day one. See people in the chat saying, on a part-timer, how long did Roman hold the belt as a part-timer? How long did Brock hold the belt as a part-timer? Just saying. But as far as the matches go, Paul took a cheap shot at Jelly Roll early on before the bell even rang and the match even started. Orton was going to start the match, but then the bell rang and Jelly tagged himself in. He wanted revenge. Paul tried and failed to suplex Jelly Roll, so Jelly gave him a scoop slam instead. Jelly followed this up with an elbow drop, so a surprised Paul tagged out and said, nope, you get him, Drew. McIntyre then smacked Jelly in the back of the head. Instead of tagging out, Jelly was hyped by Randy Orton. Jelly then got in McIntyre's face. McIntyre told him, today was the day music died. Jelly then hit a few jabs that really looked like they connected on Drew's jaw. Like, he was like, little short jabs. It didn't look great, but they looked like they were hitting. Like, they looked like they were maybe not hard or anything, but he looked like he was connecting a little. Like a Jelly Roll. But Jelly gets knocked down with a big headbutt. Paul then tagged in and hammered away on Jelly Roll as the crowd was chanting, fuck you, Logan. Fuck you, Logan. The heels were beating up Jelly Roll for a while before the crowd started chanting, we want Randy. We want Randy. Jelly then chucked McIntyre out of the ring and made the hot tag to the Viper, who hit McIntyre with the power slam, draping DDT. Orton set it for an RKO, but Paul pulled McIntyre to safety. Orton went to the outside and gave McIntyre a backdrop on the announce table. Orton then did it to Paul as well. But the distraction allowed McIntyre to hit Orton with a Claymore kick. Paul attacked Jelly from behind and punched him. Jelly didn't exactly take it flush. It didn't look like, at least. Took it kind of weird, but whatever. McIntyre then placed Jelly Roll on the announce table. And this is kind of funny. So Jelly Roll's laying on the announce table. Every time Jelly Roll was going to take someone's dive, we saw it in the ring at the end with the frog splash, he posts up like you're supposed to and puts himself in position. So he's laying here on the table, and something in his mind tells him, I need to be back a little more. So you see him go, like, wriggle himself back a little bit. And then Logan does his deal. Does his big dive off the top to the table. Squishes the shit out of Jelly Roll. Both of them just crash through this announce table. Officials try to help Jelly Roll to his feet. They get him up, and they slowly start walking him out. Slowly, I do mind add. With Jelly Roll gone, Randy Orton's getting beat down 2-on-1. And Jelly Roll sees this. And Randy's just taking it. And taking it. And taking it. And eventually Jelly Roll kind of like turns around. And the crowd starts to stir. They're like, oh, Jelly's coming back. Jelly's coming back. And so Jelly Roll shrugs off. Sorry about that. Shrugs off the security or the medical that's helping him. And he slowly makes his way over to the ring. He's trying to sell it, but he's not learned how to sell greatly yet. So he's like doing the best he can to try and sell. Like, I could walk through the ring, but I got to pretend I'm hurt kind of deal. And so he finally gets into the ring. Jelly made the tag and gave Paul a choke slam. He also gave McIntyre a boss man slam. Fans were on their feet at this point. McIntyre, though. No, where was I? Fans were on their feet, and Jelly Roll brought Paul off the middle rope with a power slam that really looked like he just kind of put his arms up like this. And Logan Paul did a front flip. Tried to go for the pin, but didn't really get it. He then tried to like get up and crawl away, but fucking Drew comes in. Boom, Claymore. Orton then gave McIntyre an RKO. However, Paul then grabbed Orton and threw him out of the ring. He went to the top rope, did his fucking great looking frog splash. It's more like one of those D'Lo Brown. You put your like legs straight out through the thing, you know, crotch chop kind of one. Logan's got a great frog splash. He hits it. He pins Jelly Roll 1, 2, 3. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go. So Jelly Roll took the pin. Logan Paul takes the win. Now I wonder if that's telling that Logan got the win because there's something coming up for him. But hey, I thought Jelly Roll looked fine. It wasn't this everyone hyping it up like Jelly Roll is going to be the next big celebrity wrestler that's going to go have a bunch of matches and surprise us. But I thought he was better than most of these celebrities that come in. Again, don't count Logan Paul because he's a pro wrestler now. He's just a pro fucker wrestler. But he wasn't better than Bad Bunny, I will say that. So it was good. I was entertained. It did what it needed to do. It had the drama at the end with, we got to take Jelly Roll away. He's hurt. Oh no, Jelly's going to come back. He's going to overcome the hurt. So it was fine. If you were interested in seeing what Jelly Roll did, I'd say go watch it. He was fine. I really thought he was going to win because usually the big celebrity gets the big win, but yeah. They then showed Triple H at the White House with Donald Trump earlier this week, and apparently they showed it on the big screen and everybody booed. I'm like, whatever. They then ran down the card for tomorrow, including every match basically being no DQ. Because if you look at this card, like, what's the card for tomorrow? We got it right here. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Card for tomorrow. Women's three-way for the women's world title. It's a three-way, so no DQ. Lyra versus Becky. No DQ, no count out. No DQ. Solo versus Jacob for the U.S. title in a steel cage. No DQ. Six-pack TLC. Well, no DQ. World title, WWE Championship match, street fight. No DQ. Every match fucking tomorrow is no DQ. Wild. Also, the Jelly Roll match went 17-10. 17-10. But as far as Jelly Roll does go, I think this ain't the end for him. He talked about how when he was a kid, he loved wrestling, maybe more than music. That, you know, this is what he's wanted to do for a very long time. So I don't think he's one and done. Do I think he comes back and he works like the Paris show at the end of the month? No, I don't think so. I could be wrong on that. But I think like for another big show, maybe even next year's Mania, fuck it. Throw Jelly Roll in the Royal Rumble. That'd be a fun little spot. My one thing is, why are they using Toby Keith as his theme song? Why is he using, I ain't as good as I once was, but I'm as good once. I ain't as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. Why are they using that as Jelly Roll's theme? I heard it on SmackDown when he was on SmackDown last time. Like, wait, Toby Keith? It just doesn't fit for a wrestler entrance. For some reason, it just sounds weird for a wrestler's entrance. I ain't as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. Like, I don't know. Why wouldn't they use a Jelly Roll song? Only talk to God when I need a favor. And I need a favor. Like, why wouldn't they use that song? That's a little more upbeat and better for a wrestling theme. Speaking of wrestling themes, Becky's getting a new theme tomorrow. And I think she posted on social media a teaser of it. But, yeah. Oh, wait. Fonzie, you're right. IC title match. I totally overlooked that. Thank you. The IC title match is not no DQ tomorrow. I overlooked that looking here on Wikipedia. Okay. Thank you for correcting me there, Fonzie. Fonzie always there keeping me right. But regardless, got our main event. CM Punk challenging Gunther for the world title. But before we get into all of that, gotta talk about our sponsor, AECOOLY. Does the summer heat got you sweating through your shirt before noon? Maybe it's time to chill with an AECOOLY handheld fan. This pocket-sized powerhouse is your secret weapon against scorching temps. Whether catching rays listening to music or just looking to get a great tan, it brings the breeze right when you need it. With 3-speed settings, a rechargeable battery that lasts up to 10 hours, and a whisper-quiet motor, the AECOOLY fan delivers cool comfort without the buzz or bulk. Toss it in your bag, clip it to your desk, or have it right by your side at all times. It's compact, stylish, and oh so convenient. So why melt when you can breeze through summer? Use our link in the description below, scan the QR code on the screen, or head over to pwunlimited.co/AECOOLY. That's AECOOLY now for coolin' in the palm of your hand. So as far as the main event does go, Gunther versus CM Punk, I thought the match was good. I enjoyed it. And from the get-go, you could tell, oh, they're going long because they were working slow. There are a lot of parts in this match they were working slow, and you could tell that means they're going long. They're probably going long, but regardless, it was a good match. I mean, it was no 5-star classic or anything, but it was a good 3.5 to 4-star match. Probably 3.5 stars if we're going on the 5-star scale. I thought it was a good night one main event. This wouldn't be your, oh, we only have one night of SummerSlam. What's the main? It wouldn't be this. If we only had one night of SummerSlam, this would not be your main event. At least not booked in this way. CM Punk versus Gunther could main event a one-night SummerSlam, a big pay-per-view, but not the way this match was booked. Now we have 2 nights, so you give the 2 big world title matches. There you go, bada bing, bada boom. But with that, they were kind of even early on, back and forth, stalemate for the first couple of minutes until Gunther finally dropped Punk with a big old chop. Just, blah. So, I don't know if this was like real or a bit or what, but Paul Walter Hauser was doing media for Naked Gun, and him and one of the guys like interviewing him, they're like, let's have a chop battle. And they start chop battling. And at one point, Paul Walter Hauser goes, Gunther style. Boom. I'm like, oh my God. And then Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson walk in and they're like, what are you doing? Like, no, and Paul, end this or something like that. And he was like disgusted. These guys are on their knees. They're supposed to be doing media and they're chopping each other. And then like they get back in their chair and the one guy, the interview guy goes, well, my chest is all red. But it popped me when Paul Walter Hauser goes, Gunther style or something like that. And he, boom, overhead chopped. I laughed so hard. So hard. Anyways, Paul Walter Hauser's great. And he's just like, I haven't seen him really like starring in anything per se, but he's just popping up in like every movie. He's just got a role in everything. It's great. It's great. Old Stingray from Cobra Kai. He did that coupon movie and got AEW references in there. Anyways, Punk went to the top at one point, but Gunther chopped his leg. And I think it was Cole goes, "Who chops the leg?" Maybe it was Barrett, but one of them was like, "Who chops the leg?" Punk was helpless, upside down in the ropes. Gunther then hit several more chops on him. Gunther then followed this up with even more chops, knees to the midsection, abdominal stretch. Punk then countered out of the abdominal stretch and went for a GTS. There's a series of counters that led to Gunther hitting a big boot. Gunther then beat down Punk for a while until he began fighting back, but Gunther cut him off. There was a little messy little spot where Punk seemed to be going for an atomic drop, and then Gunther landed as if it was more like a spine buster. He landed more face bump, then come down on it. Kind of weird, but okay. Gunther put Punk in a single leg crab. Punk then countered into an attempted sharpshooter, and then Gunther got to the ropes to break it. Punk fought back with clothesline, but Gunther didn't budge. Punk knocked him down with a leg lariat instead. Punk also was bleeding a little bit from the chest from all them damn chops, like just a little right here on the pec. Like it was the left side. You can see a little, I don't know if it was like blood or you could see just like the blood coming up from under the skin or something, but it was, Gunther was fucking him up with these chops. He went for the running knee, but Gunther caught him and hit him with the powerbomb for a 2. He traded submission attempts until Gunther would hit consecutive chops, but Punk came back with a Russian leg sweep, a running knee, and a bulldog for a 2. Punk went to the top, but Gunther slammed him off of it and followed this up with a big splash for a 2. Gunther clotheslined and exhausted Punk. He waited for him to return to his feet and then hit another one. Punk suddenly got Gunther in position for a GTS, and Gunther slipped out and hit a powerbomb. Gunther then hit a running drop kick and a powerbomb for a near fall. The match would continue at a slow pace here as both men are trying to catch their wind, you can tell. Gunther then continued his deliberate beatdown of Punk, and this is where it was one-sided for a while. Gunther posed atop the announce table until Punk kind of tripped him up from behind. Punk was then too tired to really follow up and sat against the ring to catch his breath. Cameras then focus on Punk as a little distraction because Gunther was re-emerging from the announce table, all fucking bloody. Don't know exactly what happened here, but he was all kinds of bloody. Maybe a busted nose, but he had blood all up here, like here. I don't know what happened, whether he gigged or he got fucked up. I don't know what happened to Gunther, but he was bleeding here, gets in the ring, and the blood's got him all kerfuffled. He's all like just out of it. He's just like, I'm Gunther. No one makes me bleed my own blood. What is going on here? It's uncharted territory for this man. So he distracted himself. And Gunther, where was I? Gunther begged off Punk for a moment, hit him with a clothesline and a diving elbow drop. Punk then went for a GTS, but Gunther slipped out again. He applied a sleeper. Punk slipped out of it and hit a GTS. Gunther was dazed, but remained on his feet. Punk then grabbed him and hit one more GTS, went for the pin, 1, 2, 3. New World Heavyweight Champion. The referee hands CM Punk the belt, and he gets emotional. He goes to celebrate. He looks around. He's finally got the belt. It's been over a decade that he has held a title in WWE. And he is just so much joy. And he's here and he's soaking it in and then burn it down. Whoa. Crowd's singing Seth's song. Seth comes out on the crutches. Paul Heyman in tow with the briefcase. And what we think here is, hey, Seth's still got a year to cash in. Punk, don't get too attached to that belt. We're going to cash in when Seth is cleared. And then they played this so well. They did so good here. Seth turns around. And by the way Seth turned around, I said, he's not hurt. Because he tried to make himself look hurt. He tried to hobble, but it didn't look good. But he turns around. He gets around. Got these crutches. Jericho pose. Crutches go flying. Seth turns around. 1 strap off. 2 strap off. 3, 4 straps off. Brace. Throws it. He starts coming down the ring. He takes his jacket. Woof. Rips that goddamn jacket off. He comes down to the ring. He gets to the bottom of the ramp and he smacks referee Jessica Carr like, let's go, I'm cashing in. Seth was so perfect here. Punk is there going, what the fuck? No, you're not. So Punk tries to fight back, but it's not enough. Doesn't got it. Rollins takes him down, hits him over and over and over with the briefcase, is beating the crap out of him. He finally hands the briefcase to Jessica Carr. He says, let's do this. He backs up into the corner. Jessica gives the briefcase to Alicia Taylor. Alicia Taylor says, Seth Rollins is cashing in his Money in the Bank briefcase. The bell rings, ding, ding, ding. Boom, Seth runs over, stomp, boom. 10 seconds later, new World Heavyweight Champion, Seth freaking Rollins. This was a masterclass. This was fucking great. I thought this was so well done. From the come out on the crutches. Yeah, I might be still hurt, but just know I'm coming for you when I can. I got the briefcase. Oh, wait. Psych. Get your ass. It was great. It was fucking great. Another amazing Seth Rollins cash in. Now, my thing was, I thought they were going to do this before the match ended because Seth's whole thing was, I don't want Punk to ever have the belt. I don't want Punk to ever even be able to call himself champion. But at least he let him call himself champion for 5 minutes before he came out. So that was the thing. But yeah, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker come down to celebrate with Punk, or with not Punk, with Seth. To show he's not hurt, Seth literally did like a back roll, flipped up onto his feet and everything. And apparently, I mean, just like others, I got worked. It was a work from the start, apparently. It's always been a work. Now, the reason that I was so steadfast on I think he still might be hurt, because of the knee injury that I had when I was 15. I've told the story multiple times. I'll say it one last time. I had a torn meniscus. I had my whole leg in a cast for 6-7 weeks. After that, I was at 90% when they took the cast off, and they said, hey, you want to go back to playing basketball? Go play basketball. Because freshman year, I played basketball. And I thought that was the same thing with Seth. I'm like, oh, maybe it's a minor meniscus tear. You can heal up from that in 4 weeks and come back and cash in. But apparently, it was a work from the beginning. And the way they talked about this on commentary, the way they talked about this on the post show, it was a work from the start. Triple H even said, Seth, the master, manipulated everybody. I'm not a big fan of the bogus medical reports, but we'll talk about that later. So, yeah. Whew, it was a good show. It was a great finish. And now the big question is, how do they top this with night 2? What the fuck are we getting at the end of tomorrow's show that's better than this? Bigger than this. Triple H said on the post show, you ain't seen nothing yet. We'll see how it all does go. But that's what I thought of night 1 of WWE SummerSlam. Overall, if I had to grade the show, I'd say the show was a B+. And then you add the Seth thing into boom, A-. Because before, with just the show itself, I was like, oh, this is a B+ show. It's a fine show. You get us a little appetite whet for night 1, and then you kill it in night 2. But then you throw Seth out there with his cash in, and just the great way that they did it, and he played it off and everything. You go from a B+ to an A-. So it was an A show. It was a A- show. But guys, you know what I thought of the show. Now it's time to hear what you guys thought of tonight's show. Let me go and refresh all these polls. Did I save this? Give me 1 second. As far as the threads poll does go, 63% liked the show, 28% thought it was just all right, and 10% didn't like it. Looking at the Twitter X poll, 73% liked the show, 20% thought it was just all right, and 6% didn't like it. Excuse me. Going over to the YouTube community poll, 77% liked the show, 18% thought it was just all right, and 5% didn't like it. As far as the live poll does go, 78% liked the show, 15% thought it was just all right, and 7% didn't like it. And finally, everybody that voted on Twitch liked the show. With that, guys, that is going to wrap everything up for night 1 of SummerSlam. We'll be back live tomorrow with night 2 coverage. And with that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. With that, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a great rest of your night. Have a great Sunday. And we'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys. All right, if you're still watching live on Twitch, we're going to hit up a raid.